What are you saying? I'm here today with Osama Hantash, Muhammad Al Hassan, and the guy with the glasses, aka our cameraman.
Who's not supposed to be here, you idiots?
He's not here. He's not here. He's here in spirit. He's here in spirit.
Who's filming?
Yo, this gag, bro. Screw this joke.
Don't swear.
Yeah, whatever. We're gonna edit this out, okay?
We might have to start again.
Okay.
Anyways, guys, what are you saying? Have you been? It's been a while, so our first video was social media. We're gonna come back with another banger. Power. I'm here with Jaffer, I'm here with Mo, two of my great buddies, and we're here to talk about power, inner power, how you're aware of it, just like power in general, like how we feel about it, and like how it can change the world.
What's up? All right, it's the editor, the man in the glasses, AI, CGI, all the eyes, TI. Hey, no, TI's better than me, trust me. Anyway, welcome to the video. We've got the picture-in-picture, video-in-video, just like before. I wouldn't do that to you guys, you know, do it the first time, take it away. Speaking of take it away, Lil Jon. I got the buttons that sound awesome. Yeah! Right. You know it. So, this video is a lot shorter than the last one, all right? My attention span's terrible. Yours, I don't know. You're great. You're fantastic, all right? We're using up all the power today in the power episode. So much that because we don't want to have our electricity bill cut in half, it's expensive. A lot of power. You get it? No? All right. We got to split it between episode 2, part 1, and episode 2, part 2. So you're watching part 1 now, hopefully. If not, I don't know what you're watching. I don't know where I am, how you're seeing me. Maybe you're watching this video in the video here and not me. Who knows? But part 2 coming up next week. All right. Power, ways. What are you saying? Man in the glasses, AI, enjoy.
And Jaffer, you started off.
All right, so I guess the first thing we can talk about that not a lot of people are aware of is inner power and all the powerful things that are inside someone's soul and body that not a lot of people know how to exercise, right? Like we can talk about strengths, abilities, knowing yourself. All of that is related to inner power. One of the things that I want to talk about is exercising your willpower. And willpower is, of course, another example of self-discipline and self-control, right? But not a lot of people know that willpower is actually a limited reserve. There are lots of scientific studies and articles that are coming out saying, you know, you can only exercise your willpower so much before it runs out. So that's why you need to take time to actually train it and actually improve it, right?
As you exercise it, it gets stronger over time.
Lots of people, they say, for example, you know, New Year's resolutions, right? They go through New Year's, they do this, and then they go through 2 weeks and then they just give up, right? That's an example of low willpower and, you know, not actually maintaining the necessary strength to keep on going, right? To change your lifestyle.
Because you said about New Year's resolutions, people don't have the willpower to continue their changing their habits or whatever. Yeah. Do you feel that has more so to do because they're doing they're making that day more powerful than their actual will to change?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, that's actually such a good point. They're just they're thinking about what they're going to be in the future.
Into the future.
That they're not enjoying the process, and so that actually robs you of your power. Right? You have to be powerful every day if you want to be powerful all the time.
What are you saying, bro?
Yeah, what are you saying? Why do you have to include
these dumb sound effects? Come on.
This guy's in a Gunyan movie 24/7.
Facts, bro. But you know, just add on to Jaffer's point. I believe, honestly, I do agree with you. I feel like inner power, just to talk about awareness and people trying to change. Sometimes you don't know how strong your power is, right?
Exactly.
Because a lot of times it's you're unconscious of it.
And how many people think like that in the first place?
They
right?
don't.
Barely. Only a few.
Let's go add on to both. Only a few people think about how much power they really have because they're actually going to exercise their will to say, I can actually do this, right? I can do this. When you're going to say, for example, you give the example of New Year's resolution, right? I'm gonna go to the gym. Okay, I feel that they're making that day much more powerful than it actually is. Yeah. So when they end up going for the 2 weeks, they're like, yeah, I feel good. But when they feel good,
and they don't get results as quickly as they thought.
Then send us your before and after photos, and we'll send you this free I Nailed It t-shirt.
Exactly. It drops, right?
Yeah. Power is I don't know, Kanye West, you know? Like power is like a Powerpuff Girl flying in the sky, you know. Power is like, you know, a plant slowly growing over a few months, you know. That's one of the things about powers. I'm on red alert. And that's the thing, even that's power within itself. It's like another force, like a force of energy.
I think it's a lack thereof. I think the battery died. What was that beef all about?
I'm pretty sure it ran out of footage.
Oh, lack of power.
Yeah, exactly, lack of power. So it's one of those.
For all of you that are asking who's that talking behind the cameras, that should be our actual cameraman, but he's not here right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is a temporary drone.
This is a temporary voiceover of him speaking.
That's artificial intelligence filming our video right now.
What's the name of our AI?
Is Andreas Korfman.
That's a pretty good name, Jack.
I couldn't agree more.
Yeah, I just thought of it on the spot.
Andreas is the. That's a. You know what, guys? Our AI from now, let's call him
But here's my
Andreas.
question.
Let's call him Andreas.
Here's my question. Do you, because power is such a huge topic to talk about, right? Regardless if it goes within religion, it goes within politics, it goes within like society, it goes within whatever. Like you even growing up as a kid. Do you feel kids get more power based on traditional values that they're like that they grow up in at home? Because I personally feel like the way I guess my parents like made me grow up, I've gotten somewhat different kind of power than maybe someone from a different ethnicity may have grown up from. What are you laughing at, bro?
It looks like he's grabbing his nuts.
Most laughing addicting, bro.
Yeah. Alright. To answer Osama's
Bro, at this point, this is a skit. Like, you know what? I'm more powerful than anybody in this building. I'm sorry for my cussing, but it is true.
That's it.
Oh, okay, Kanye.
But the funny thing is about power, is it better to have power driven in ego or power rooted in self-development?
Rooted in self-development.
Because the thing is, a lot of people who are powerful, usually they believe that power is something you manifest, right? Power is something you develop over time. So as you develop power, certain things starts to change around you, right? Friends, influences, businesses, relationships, financial situations. So as your power starts to rise, your ego inflates. It's like taking off to a level that no one can stop you from, because to a point you are right. Look what I've done within the past few months, within the past few years, everything has changed. So who are you to tell me that my power is making me a bad person? My power is making me have a bad aura around other individuals, right? So is it better to have power because it can change you for the better or for the worse?
Here's the thing. I think it is actually better to have power.
You've got power!
But you have to after you've developed there and you've reached that stage, then you have to start, like, not many people do this though, right?
Yeah.
It's like a lot of people climb the ladder, they get to the top, but a lot of people don't drop that last level that lets them rise to the ultimate level. And the ultimate level is self-actualization, according to Maslow's hierarchy of needs, right?
Yep.
Where you drop your ego and you're totally aligned with what you're doing in the universe.
The universe?
What you're doing with your life, right? And a lot of people rise to the point where they're you know, just like you said, like they're so filled with their ego, they're so filled with you know, what they can do. I'm the shit, I can do anything, right? And the ultimate thing, I'll tell you a point. I'll tell you something I noticed one day. Like there was this one time I was serving someone at a cashier checkout, right? And this guy, he was extremely calm. He had like this really calm aura around him, right? And have you ever felt like a specific way around a person where like, yo, this person has like this like immense like aura or power, or like, you know what I mean? And you could just feel like this person had like a mastery over something,
like,
right?
A certain presence.
And that's the thing, right? Like whenever you encounter someone who's really like, they just look so peaceful and calm, it's at the point where they've reached a level where like they don't need to flex.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They don't need to like show off and show how powerful they are.
Where do you think that power is rooted from? It's not rooted from ego.
It's rooted in spirituality and your own sense of growth of self, right?
Okay.
Your own, just like you said, self-development.
Yeah.
When you said that, the one thing I thought of was natural talent versus hard work. You know what I mean? Like,
the perfect example.
someone who's just like say for example, an extremely gifted athlete versus someone who does 6 hours in the gym every day, right?
Exactly.
Who's, you know, the plant that's already so like gifted with genetic potential, or the plant that just keeps on going, right? Who's going to win?
It's longevity. Longevity wins. A perfect example in basketball terms, it's like Vince Carter versus Kobe Bryant.
You know, Vince is a special dunker, man.
And you see what he can do?
He's a special dunker. I mean, he's a special dunker.
Even though Vince Carter is my favorite basketball player of all time, Vince Carter was superior in terms of athleticism and just talent overall. People thought he was actually better than Kobe during their
Just
prime.
natural. He's
but the
just
thing
so
is,
natural
Vince never really practiced and carried himself after the postseason. As we all know, Kobe was just a killer. His mentality, the way he was on the court, the way he was
Mamba,
up,
bro.
Exactly. So that carried on. So as time starts to progress, and as your body starts to slow down and the game slows down, Kobe knew his spots. He knew where to take his shots. As opposed to Vince, when he relies on flying and just dunking, it was hard for him to make certain plays, to make certain, because that IQ thing just is not there when you don't practice, like you said, 6 hours a day. So that's the biggest difference. So yeah, the talent is hard work. Power is rooted in that. So the thing is, how long does it take to make your power go from one point to another point? Because right now we're 23 years old, right? We all didn't start off with this like amazing sense of power. We all were certain individuals. We had different lives,
hard times,
and you have to go through certain hard points to reach a certain amount of power. So us coming together, starting this channel, is a form of power.
Exactly.
And us wanting to go to the next level with this channel, as opposed to like reaching audiences around the world, different countries. That's another form of power. So what are the checkpoints for power? How do you know, like, should I go from this level to that level? And like you said, to be safe.
I have actually an amazing point of checkpoints for power. You know, Oprah Winfrey, she went through a lot of tough shit in her life, and she basically has this quote. She basically knows how to turn pain into power, right? And that's a key thing, right? A lot of people, you know, why do you think there are so many people who go from rags to riches? And you're just like, how did that happen, right? They were in an intense situation in the first place. They had intense negative energy, and they were able to transmute it into intense positive energy, right? You go through tough shit, you go through hard times, you go through, you know, things that are going to make or break you, and you always have that mentality of just like, I'm going to keep going forward. Your power starts to rise, basically, right? And you look back at yourself and you're like, I got stronger because of that. I know I did, right? And that's just like, I'm pretty sure that agrees with all of us, right? We've all gone through our own things, and based on what we've gone through, we've developed certain individual strengths according to our personalities, right?
No, I agree. I feel like, just to answer your question, you have to go through fundamentals at a young age to get a certain type of power. Like, for example, from 6 to like 10, and then from 10 to 13 and 13 onwards, right? So for example, when you're 6 years old, you still have power, you're just not aware of it. Like, for example, you like bullying a kid is actually power, because you're using your inner power and being more superior. It's like, oh, this kid is like, leave him, like beat him up, right?
Yeah.
And then you go older, use that power somewhere else, right?
Even in a good way, something. Yeah.
No, absolutely, I agree with you. I just feel the way you're raised, power can determine how you're going to be.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And those checkpoints that you were talking about Vince Carter and Kobe Bryant, how Kobe would go out of the postseason and train while Vince Carter was more, he was like relaxed and a little bit more complacent, because he thought maybe his ego was there. It's like, nah, I'm the best. But Kobe said, even though I am one of the best, I still have to train, because someone eventually will come out and have more power than me and be at the top.
You see, I wanna say something about Kobe. It's such a paradox how his ego works, because he says something like, I need to train even though I keep going, but he still acts like he's so, like, you know, egotistical.
Larger than life,
but he's actually not at all, right? What he does, his actions speak way more louder than his words, and his words may make him seem that he's egotistical.
Yeah.
But what he does definitely counteracts it, right? Like, he always keeps going, he always moves forward. This is the mentality of someone who's just ditched the limitation of their own ego to just keep on going forward, right? No limit.
No limit.
No, don't ever think that there's any type of limit.
No limit to it. No limit.
That's basically the definition of a champion, and that's what he is.
Your power also changes with the environment that you're at. Like school, home, with your friends, strangers, you're at work. Power changes differently. Like, you're not using, like,
of course.
When I'm at work, for example, right? And obviously, because I have to work, and I don't like something that my manager does, per se, I want to speak out on it, right? But then I'm like, I have to stay quiet, because I can say one thing that he can fire me on the spot.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? Your parents, for example, the way you ask, oh, I'm gonna go chill with my friends, and then it's like, now you can't chill. Your power works so different, and it's insane, right? And that's why sometimes the way we came together to make this channel, you said this is power. So now we're using our power in a whole different positive prospect, ensuring that these young kids that are in school who are growing up ensure that the power that they use are for the good. Because a lot of the times I see kids using power for the negative, right? Because
Or not even using it at all.
At all. And that's even worse, by the way.
Yeah.
Them not using the power at all is actually worse because you have so much like power, you have so much
creativity, so much potential
that can spur out towards the world, and you're not able to show your friends and your families and your close ones, hey, I can do this, let me show you how.
I have a question. Are you guys aware of how powerful you are? Because the thing is, like you said, growing as a kid, you go through certain principles, you go through certain experiences, you go through certain ideas of what you think life is versus what life in terms of reality really is. So growing up, it's like, you know what? I know I'm cool because I have all these friends. I know I'm the best guy in school because this girl likes me. I know that I'm the most popular because I have this car. I know that people fear me because I'm big, strong, it's not whatever. Are you guys aware of how powerful you are?
You know what? That question is actually...
It's a very good question.
It's a very good question, and the reason why, because I look at different points of my life, right, where I use power either in a negative way or a positive way. I could have used it, I didn't use it at all to save someone, or like to help someone out.
Yeah.
I actually do know how powerful I am in these situations, but yet sometimes, like, I want to say the control factor isn't there.
Yeah.
No, I'm being serious. Like, I'm being serious. Like,
that's real talk.
I'm being serious. Like, sometimes, for example,
that's real talk.
Like, think of like your childhood right now, from you saying, if I leave this friend and not be friends with them, I know everybody else will like stop being friends with them, right?
Exactly.
Use power in your terms now on your end, right? For example, I remember when I was in high school, right? When some girl was made, this is a true story, right? Whether we put it on, this is actually like how when we'll ask this question, it's like, geez, like how are you?
I have to be real though.
Yeah, facts. So this girl said something like she was being racist or whatever, and I went out like, yeah, you're fat, you whatever. I said some word like, so I was being derogatory. Obviously, 2 words don't make a wrong, but in my area, I felt like don't disrespect my friend. Now, you know when one of your friends says something, everybody else starts saying stuff?
Of course, yeah.
I was like, yo, I just said one thing, and now everybody else.
Yeah, fam, what are you going?
She kept saying, oh, you party, like you did this, you did that. I'm like, man, shut up, right? Yeah. And I feel like you have to know how to control it. You have to prepare yourself for power, because being that powerful at a young age. Just imagine when you get older and older, and like you either own a company, you're working at a firm, top
spiral
firm.
out of control.
Yeah, it can spiral out of control. That's why you have to learn at a young age. And that question is like, you can even talk about it even more. Just talk about like going back to your childhood and see what you did as a kid.
Exactly.